Hello, Namaste. Welcome to 200th episode of Bachpan Ke Pitare Se. And this is a very special episode for me. This is an achievement which I never thought that would happen in my life. And to celebrate this special moment with me, with all of us, all the audience, this is the first time I'm doing a video recording, a video podcast episode. Plus, we have a very special guest, one of my favorite authors in this episode. And I feel blessed and humbled to host one of my favorite authors who is an engineer and MBA by profession, by qualification, and he was also a general manager at SAIL before taking voluntary retirement to pursue his calling, writing, storytelling, and indeed inspiring lives. He has inspired me also. So I'm talking about Mr. Ramendra Kumar, and he is here with us in today's special episode. Ramendra sir is the recipient of 41 national awards. He has written 52 books across genres for all ages. His work has been translated into 33 languages, and his writings are known for their wit, warmth, and emotional resonance, and have touched many readers, touched their heart across India and all over the world. A couple of titles were brought out by National Book Trust, NBT. They alone have sold more than 1.5 million copies to date. And the list of his accomplishments is very long. But to name a few, he has participated in international literary festivals as well as marquee Indian events, including Jaipur Literature Festival, served as a jury member for Times of India Women's Author Awards, and as a mentor for Scholastic Writers Academy. In 2022, Ramendra Sir was chosen as Author and Storyteller of the Year on Talking Stories London, the UK's premier radio show dedicated to storytelling. And recently, in October 2025, he won the Mr. India Cancer Warrior crown at the unique pageant organized for cancer survivors at Taj Vivanta, New Delhi. And his incredible journey as a cancer warrior has been featured globally, including Humans of Bombay, where his story garnered over 4 million views. And every time I talk to Sir, he wears a new feather in his hat. And today morning, I saw one more Facebook post which featured him as the face of Talking Story radio show London. So, without further ado, I would like to welcome Ramendra Sir, and he has joined us in the meeting. Hearty welcome, Ramendra Sir. Thank you
Thank
so
you. Thank you for
much.
the lovely introduction.
It's like a dream come true for me, honestly. Well, I have been talking to you for so many months, and this is the first time finally you are here on Bachpan Ke Pitare Se on such a
My
special.
privilege and pleasure.
So, there are so many aspects of your life. So, I think I would like to cover a few aspects. And in this particular episode, we want to talk to you about the lesser known things about your life, your journey as an author, and all that, all those things. So, to begin with, hearty congratulations for this Mr. India Cancer Warrior, and being featured as the face of Talking Stories London radio show.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And so, I have noticed one thing, like you have been very open about sharing your cancer journey. I've seen so many video clippings showing you. In one of them, you were seen dancing with your daughter during the cancer treatment that you were going through. In one of the clippings, I remember you were there on the hospital bed and your wife supporting you. And then there was this clipping where you had shared the joy, how you were welcomed home after a prolonged hospitalization. And there
Yeah.
you loved your dog also. I don't remember his name. So, like, and especially I love this video where this, which was shared on your birthday this year by your daughter, showing you doing so many exercises for your fitness. And the best part of this video was the tagline, if I can do it, what is your excuse? So, how was, like, what was the reason behind sharing all these videos and reels? Because people generally don't cover their journeys, especially the ones which show their struggle. So I would like to know, I'm curious to know, like, how and what was the reason to share those reels.
Great question, Deepa. First and foremost, that the reason is that I have always talked about my accomplishments on social media, the achievements and all the positive things. So I thought, why should I not talk about the calamity I'm facing? When I can be so honest and truthful about my highs, why should I not talk about my lows? And this cancer diagnosis is not my fault, no, that I've been slammed by this scourge. So that's why
Correct.
I decided to be open about it. Why should I feel guilty? So cancer is like a death knell. It's like a death sentence. When the verdict is announced for the caregiver and the patient, it's like the end of life. So I wanted to tell people that you can fight cancer and there is life after cancer. For me, the most important, the most powerful four-letter word is hope. So I never believe in pulling down the shutter. Now, I don't believe in, waiting for the light at the end of the tunnel. I feel that I should rush forward, grab the light, make it my own, and share it with the others. That was the reason why I went out all open.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for sharing this. I asked this question on purpose because I have seen my relatives in my like close family circle, people going through cancer treatment. I have lost a couple of family friends to cancer. A couple of good friends who went through cancer treatment and finally they are like they have overcome cancer. But the thing was, the common thread between all those things was, all those incidents was, everyone shied away टू एक्सप्रेस कि हमें कैंसर है ये बताने में वो लोग झिझकते थे. उन्होंने बहुत लंबे टाइम तक अपनी बीमारी छुपाई. एंड हियर आई सी यू इन योर रील्स एंड वीडियोस कि यू आर ऑल आउट अबाउट योर कैंसर, यू आर नॉट हाइडिंग इट. And in our professional lives also, we know so many people who have done amazing work in cancer during their cancer treatment, but they never had the courage, or maybe whatever the reason, I would not like to label it as courage, but they never expressed. So in such cases, a person who is diagnosed with cancer and he or she is very open, or he or she is shying away, would you like to say something about to such people? And you just said a big word, hope. That's a big light. This is what we held together when we had a family member going through that treatment.
So I would only like to tell them that, by sharing, if they can give courage and strength to even one individual out there, I think it's worth it.
यस, क्योंकि जितना मैंने समझा है इस जर्नी को, थ्रू माय एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ सीइंग अदर्स इन माय फैमिली, कई बार वो हंसने से भी डरते हैं. एंड व्हेन आई सी यू गोइंग थ्रू ऑल दैट स्टफ विद अ स्माइल, दैट्स अ बिग डील. क्योंकि कैंसर इज
You're right. Here, I would like to add one thing. Your comment has resonated so much with me. There was this aged relative of my wife who rang up during my cancer journey and told her, "What is Ramin doing? He is, he's gone all out on Facebook and Insta and sharing everything. He's flirting with death. He's making a mockery of a serious ailment like cancer. If he continues doing this, he will die in bits and pieces." I told Madhvi, tell him that Ramin will not allow a colon cancer to put a full stop, a comma, or even a semicolon to his creativity and humor. Also, tell him 2022 is the age of the comedian. Zelensky in Ukraine, Bhagwan Maan in Punjab, and Ramendra Kumar in
Really?
Bangalore. Finally, convey to him that I have said that I believe in two great philosophers. Gabbar Singh, who in 1975 said, "Jo dar gaya, samjho mar gaya." And in 2022, the great darshanik, the great philosopher Pushpa, who declared, "मैं झुकेगा नहीं."
सर, ये आपका जो कॉमिक टाइमिंग है ना, जो आप हर चीज में ह्यूमर ले आते हैं, आई जस्ट लव इट, आई एम इन ऑ ऑफ दैट क्वालिटी. सो मूविंग अहेड, क्योंकि आपके इस क्लू से आई एम गेटिंग मोर क्वेश्चंस. सो एक सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट क्वेश्चन. पीपल आर सो ऑफन एनग्रॉस्ड इन सेल्फ पिटी, डिप्रेशन, जिसकी मैं बात अभी कर ही रही थी, या रादर क्वेश्चनिंग वाई मी. है ना, हमें जब भी कुछ मुश्किल आती है, वी आर ऑलवेज क्वेश्चनिंग मेरे साथ ही क्यों, वाई मी, during difficult situations. So, how did you gather the courage to go through all the challenges with this brave smile and this attitude, jhukega nahi? So, this is something very
So on
important. I want all the people who are out there fighting difficult situations to take inspiration from you.
So on 29 November at 12 noon, me and my family, my beautiful, gorgeous wife Madhavi, my pretty daughter Ankita, and my handsome son Aniket and I were sitting in front of the doctor's, in front of the doctor. He had a look at the way, a few slides, blood reports, scans, and he declared, absolutely matter of fact, Ramendra Kumar, you've got colon cancer. And I walked out with my family and we went to the college, the hospital canteen. And there I simply cut loose. Why me? Poor me. How come me? I don't smoke. I don't drink. I'm slim and trim. I exercise regularly. Then how the hell has this deadly scourge slammed into me? Just then I saw the faces of the three people I loved the most in my life simply crumple. It was as if they were seeing my death in my own eyes. At that moment, I decided that I couldn't do this to them because it was not their fault that I had been slammed by this deadly disease. And for me, Deepa, family has always come first. At that moment, I decided that I have to change the narrative. As a writer, a storyteller, and an inspirational speaker, I have to write my own script, live it, and love it. Let me give you a bit of a flashback. I've had an extremely chaotic past. At the age of 15, I attempted suicide. I was raised by my father. When I was 16, my parents divorced. I suffer from a clutch of serious ailments like brittle diabetes, where the sugar levels, like my wife's mood sometimes, move from one extreme to the other. To manage this condition, I'm fitted with an insulin pump 24/7. I also suffer from another condition called silent thyroiditis, where the thyroid levels are operating on extreme. In 2015, I was diagnosed with a condition loosely called hemangioma, where my vocal cords were being pressed by a polyp and I was losing my voice. My beautiful wife was ecstatic that what she couldn't achieve in 27 years then, Himanjuma had managed to do it in 27 weeks. But seriously, it was a critical condition. I was rushed from Rourkela, where I was working, to Hyderabad, and a vital surgery was performed. Then I also had trysts with COVID and tuberculosis. Throughout all this, I managed with my mantra of battling every tumor with humor. And now, when I was slammed with the worst crisis of my life, I had to go back to my mantra. So I went crazy on social media. Jokes, quirky messages, parodies of Amitabh Bachchan's dialogue in Diwar. He's telling cancer, आज तो बहुत खुश हो गए तुम कैंसर, तुम्हारे पास मेरा कोलोन है, मेरे लिम्फ नोड्स है, लेकिन मेरे पास मेरे पास माँ है, माधवी, अंकिता, अनिकेत। कैंसर, मैं और मेरा कैंसर अक्सर बातें करते हैं। मैं और मेरी तन्हाई, द फेमस डायलॉग अमिताभ बच्चन। मैं और मेरा कैंसर अक्सर बातें करते हैं, तुम न होते तो ऐसा होता, तुम न होते तो वैसा होता। लेकिन कैंसर, अगर तुम न होते तो मैं हंसता नहीं इतना। हर गम को गले से लगाकर मैं जीता नहीं इतना। जिंदगी लंबी तो होती, लेकिन जिंदगी बड़ी नहीं होती।
सो प्रोफाउंड। सो मतलब आज ना बहुत छोटा लग रहा है, क्योंकि ह्यूमन बीइंग्स, या मैं किसी और की बात क्यों करूं, मैं अपनी बात करूं, तो छोटी छोटी चीजों को लेकर ना बहुत शिकायत होती है। ये ऐसा हो रहा है, वो वैसा हो रहा है, क्रिबिंग की आदत होती है ना हमें जनरली। और इतने सारी चीजों के साथ आपका स्ट्रगल, चाहे पेरेंट्स का डिवोर्स हो, आपने सुसाइड अटेम्प्ट किया, इतनी सारी चीजें यू हैव सर्वाइव्ड in spite of all that stuff, in spite of going through so many difficult situations. Today you are so positive. You choose to be positive, and you choose humor. So इसका कुछ राज है कि, क्योंकि आज की डेट में छोटी छोटी, अगर पेरेंट्स बच्चों को डांट भी देते हैं तो बच्चे धमकाते हैं कि हमें डर लगता है, डांटने से पहले हमें डर लगता है कि बच्चे कुछ कर ना ले, है ना।
बिल्कुल, कहीं सुसाइड कर लें, कुछ सेल्फ हार्म कर लें।
तो उसमें हम डांटने से डर रहे हैं, और बच्चे कई बार बताने से डरते हैं कि मेरे साथ ये हो रहा है, कि मम्मा डांटेगी या पापा डांटेंगे। एंड इट्स ऑल अराउंड बीइंग अ टीचर, बीइंग like a parent. I see all this all around. So how do you choose to be positive? क्योंकि मुझे इतना समझ में आता है कि पॉजिटिव रहना is a choice. So how do you do that?
So, Deepa, in cancer, like in life, the only certainty is the uncertainty. So,
Correct.
if I start regretting the past or feeling apprehensive, anxious, and fearful over the future, I will smash, and smother the beautiful moments of today. So, I believe that the only way to live is to be present in the here and now. And it's not very difficult. You look at a child, a 3-year-old child, whether she's jumping in a puddle, singing and dancing in the rain, or playing with her pup. She's or drawing on a sheet of paper. She's not concerned about what people are saying, what people are doing, about her past, about her future. She's only in the present moment. And that is why I strive. And my greatest inspiration has been my father. He didn't have a great sense of humor, but he was very positive. And he faced a lot of crises, situations with his brand of serenity and positivity. I have written 2 lines for him. जब भी जब भी सजदे के लिए झुकता हूं, जब भी सजदे के लिए झुकता हूं, सिर्फ तुम ही नजर आते हो। जब भी सजदे के लिए झुकता हूं, तुम सिर्फ तुम ही नजर आते हो। जब भी जिक्र खुदा का होता है, तुम याद बहुत आते हो, तुम याद बहुत आते हो। सो ही इज माई गॉड।
Seriously. बहुत सही। तो in order to make or inspire my child to be positive, as a parent I should be positive. I should be brave enough to face my inner
Absolutely.
demons.
Absolutely. Because children learn from not what you say, but what you do and practice.
से एक चीज और क्योंकि अब ये क्वेश्चन नहीं पूछा तो मुझे बहुत तकलीफ होगी, बाद में सोचती रहूंगी बहुत देर तक। आजकल बच्चे एक डायलॉग बहुत बोलते हैं, मैं आप नहीं हूं, मुझे आपके जैसा ब्रेव, मैं आपके जैसा ब्रेव बनूं, प्लीज डू नॉट एक्सपेक्ट। आपको नहीं पता हमारे कितने प्रेशर्स हैं। ऐसे में हम बच्चों को क्या जवाब दें?
I think you should share your vulnerability. You should tell them that it's okay to be not okay. You should share the mistakes which you have made and how you have learned without telling them do this or don't do this. Talk about your experiences. I'm sure you have made a lot of mistakes and learned from them and moved forward, evolved and grown up as a human being. Talk to them about that. Don't be didactic, don't be preachy. Talk to them like a friend. Tell them stories about yourself, about your husband, about your parents. I think that would inspire them far greater than like a teacher being didactic and preachy and moralistic that do this and don't do that.
तो कुल मिला के आप जो कहना चाह रहे हैं, वी शुड शेयर आवर इनसिक्योरिटीज, वी कैन शेयर आवर फेलियर्स विद देम.
Your failure, and the fact that it's okay to be not okay sometimes. Nobody's perfect.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. And I've always heard you talking about your family, and especially the way you have now introduced ma'am, Madhvi ma'am. And I've always admired how you praise her and you never shy away. आप ना एक मौका नहीं छोड़ते हैं अपनी वाइफ की तारीफ करने का. And that is one of the very few and first things that actually attracted me. अरे ये सच में ऐसा कोई होता है क्या? तो दो चीजें थी. एक, जो आप इतना हंस गा रहे हैं ऐसी सिचुएशन में जहां लोग हंसने को मना करते हैं, और दूसरी चीज जहां पे कोई अपनी वाइफ की इतनी तारीफ कर रहा है, जो तो मुझे शुरू में ऑनेस्टली आई थॉट ये ऐसे ही तारीफ कर रहे हैं ना पब्लिक इमेज के लिए. तो मुझे एक्चुअली पहले लगता था कि इट्स लाइक वेरी सुपरफिशियल, अपनी हमें अपनी पब्लिक इमेज बनानी है तो पीपल डू ऑल दोज थिंग्स. बट द मोर आई हैव टॉक्ड टू यू ओवर लाइक पास्ट 1.5 year that I have been interacting with you on and off, I have realized one thing ki this is not superficial. You are not doing it for your public image. You are genuinely saying that you genuinely appreciate her. And what I love most is जो एक हिंदी में कहावत है ना, हर सक्सेसफुल आदमी के पीछे एक औरत का हाथ होता है. तो दैट आई फील दैट यू एक्चुअली बिलीव इन दैट. तो सर मुझे ये पूछना था आपसे कि हमारी इंडियन सोसाइटी में जब मेन व्हेन दे आर प्रेजिंग देयर पार्टनर्स, देयर वाइफ्स इन फ्रंट ऑफ द फैमिली, राइट, सो इट इज ऑफन कंसिडर्ड एज डिसरिस्पेक्ट. They do not show their affection or love in public, even in family gatherings. And you are doing it in public, breaking all stereotypes. So, iska raz, or what would you like to tell the men and women out here in our generation, or maybe whoever is listening to it? How can they not shy away, or anything that you would like to say for them? And how do
See,
you manage to make that balance?
so why do you think men don't compliment their wives? It stems out of a culture of patriarchy, where men are considered superior to women. I believe men and women are absolutely equal. In fact, I would rate women on a higher pedestal than men, especially Indian women, because they are playing so many roles. Nowadays, they're also working, they're managing the house, they are managing the finances in some case, and they are doing it with such poise, such confidence, such aplomb that it is, we need to praise them. The men should realize that they are not superior by any stretch of imagination. It is their insecurity and their patriarchy which is making them feel, superior. Now, let me talk about a little bit about my personal equation with Madhavi. So, ours was we fell in love. It took me 7 seconds. It took her 7 months. She's always been very slow. We joined as management trainees in Rourkela Steel Plant. And after she confessed that she wanted to marry me, uh, my mother had left us. So my father agreed immediately, but her dad created a fuss. He absolutely went berserk. He said, because they belong to a higher caste, they are Telugu Vaishnavite Brahmins, and I'm a North Indian Banya. So, Karela or Ninchada. So he said, you can marry any Telugu Vaishnavite Brahmin, even if he has a tail growing out of his backside, but a North Indian and a Banya, absolutely no. So she struggled with her family and she tried to convince them. They kept emotionally blackmailing her. Your father would die, he'll commit suicide, your family will be disrupted, etc. etc. So one day she told me that she can't get married to me. So I resigned from my job, Deepa, came back to Hyderabad, my native place, and took up another job. After 7, 8 months, I got a letter from her. Dearest Ramin, can you come to Rourkela for a day? It doesn't matter if you're too busy. I said, what man? I've been living in the post office waiting for this letter. So I rushed, and then she told me that let's get married. I said, what about that drama and all? So she said it was only a drama. It was only emotional blackmail. Once we get married, they'll come around eventually. So I said, what about the jobs? You are in a secure job in Rourkela steel plant, and I'm in Hyderabad. So she said that I will resign and I'll come to Hyderabad. Then I thought that, in 1988, a Steel Authority of India Limited sales job was among the best vocations for a
Yes.
woman. Job security, it's a public sector, government undertaking, and then good pay, good everything and all. And she was only an MSc chemistry. Had she come to Hyderabad, she would have had to, possibly do her MBA and then look for a job and all. So I thought she's being estranged from her parents. And if she loses a job, the start to the marriage will be a very rocky one. So it's better let me try to come back. I asked the management of Road Class Steel Plant, they said, you can come back, but you have to join afresh. That means I would be junior by 2 years to my batchmates and to my beautiful, gorgeous wife. So anyway, we eloped to Nagpur, where my sister and brother-in-law were there. My father came to Nagpur, and we got married, and we came back. So for 3 years, her parents disowned her. Then finally, when my daughter was born, they came to Rourkela to wish us. And when I placed my beautiful child in my father-in-law's lap, she smiled at him. And at that moment, he realized that anybody who was responsible to the extent of 50% of the production of this angel could not be a devil. And he embraced me. And since then, we are the best of friends. But on the job front, Deepa had to face hell. In late 1980s, if you are junior to your wife, who's brilliant, who's charming, who's intelligent, who's talented, you are the biggest idiot on planet Earth. So I had to face a lot of scorn and ridicule. The first time when she got promoted, I was not even eligible for it. Very senior officer in a meeting declared, Ramin, congratulations to you and condolences to you. So somebody asked, why are you saying congratulations and condolences? So he replied, congratulations because his wife Madhvi got promotion, and condolences because he did not. And everybody sniggered. Then there was this very smart guy in my own office. He said, sir, at this rate, one day, no, you will have to report to Madhvi madam. So I said, what's the issue? At home, I report to her. In the office, also, I'll report to her. And remember one thing, her office is on the fourth floor, mine is on the ground floor. I look up to her, she looks down on me. So, of course, I laughed it off, but it took me 12 years to make up with her. And then I went ahead and, things worked out. Now, in the present context, she manages most of the tough so-called manly ministries. She handles health, she handles finance, she handles offense, she handles defense. And I handle the womanly ministry, like Ministry for Women and Child Welfare. But we are both comfortable with it. And I believe that she is the only shareni in the share market. She's got such a good head for finances. And
Wow.
I have absolutely no issues because we have a perfect understanding and rapport with each other. So what's the big deal about a man being superior and a woman being inferior, or the other way around, or whatever? So I have written two lines for her, which I would like to share. In
Yes.
fact, I wrote an entire book of ghazals, and
Wow.
geet, romantic. So these two lines are, हर लम्हे की कहानी बस इतनी हो सनम, हर लम्हे की कहानी बस इतनी हो सनम, तुमसे ही शुरू, तुम पे ही खत्म.
बहुत खूबसूरत। अब औरतों की ना एक्सपेक्टेशंस बढ़ जाएंगी अपने अपने हस्बैंड से। बट ऑन अ बिट सीरियस नोट सर, अक्सर जब लड़के शादी करते हैं, अब आज का तो मुझे नहीं पता, लेकिन आज से 5 साल पहले तक ये कहा जाता था, अपने लड़कों को सिखाया जाता था कि बीवी की ज्यादा तारीफ मत करो, सर पे चढ़ के बैठेगी। तो और आपने बताया कि आपको फिर अफ्रेश ज्वाइन करना पड़ा एज जूनियर। ईगो इश्यूज रहे होंगे। आज हस्बैंड वाइफ जो इक्वल हैं, उनके बीच में भी तो बहुत सारे ईगो इश्यूज रहते हैं ना, जरा जरा सी बात को। सो हाउ डिड यू बोथ, आई एम श्योर वो एक सिंगल साइडेड नहीं हो सकता है, ताली हमेशा दो हाथ से बजती है। बट हाउ कुड यू मैनेज, यू गाइस कुड मैनेज दीज ईगो इश्यूज?
No, we did have our differences. I'm not saying we didn't have, but we operated on three important, what should I say, philosophy or credo or words: love, trust, and mutual respect. If you have love, if you trust each other implicitly, and you respect each other's views, each other's opinions, each other's strengths, uh, and also forgive each other's weaknesses, then I don't think, I'm not saying it's going to be completely smooth, but yes, many of the niggles, the problems, the issues, the ego hassles will be solved. And then don't forget, Deepa, children. Children are the greatest bonds which bind the husband and wife together. Nothing is stronger than that. And Madhvi and I both have been on the same page, same para, same word, same punctuation as far as bringing up our children are concerned.
True. Wow. That's really insightful and something to take note of. So, moving ahead with the next question, sir. Uh, you have talked about strength, you have talked about vulnerability as we discussed right now. I have often noticed your emotional strength and few vulnerable moments also in your videos, which I believe is a true sign of strength. So, we often discuss mental health but rarely do focus on men's issues. While we have made progress empowering women, we have neglected to teach boys how to navigate their emotions and relationships. So, what are your thoughts on the unspoken challenges men face, and how can we encourage more open discussions about these issues? I think this is just that connecting question that we just now discussed, because a boy is raised in a certain manner, and then around the time of his marriage, the elders teach, the society teaches him, behave in a certain manner with your wife. But then again, they go through, especially these days, they go through a lot of stress. They are, as women have been uh, taking care of so many things now. They are going out and earning. Similarly, the boys are also expected to do some household share, right? So there are too many things, and I see that people are not very comfortable with all these things, and too many mental issues nobody discusses. Nobody talks about the pressures what boys go through. So I would like to have your comment on this, sir.
It might sound harsh, but the women have grown, the women have evolved. But most men are still tied to the apron strings of their mothers, at least as far as their value system and their emotional quotient is concerned. Because they would want a wife who's charming, who's forward looking, who's earning, and yet they would want a wife who at home who's like their mother, who cooks like their mother, who makes those round rotis like their mother. So that dichotomy is there. They want the financial strength or the financial muscle which the wife is bringing at home, but they're not willing to adjust. Women have really evolved in the sense that they are far more confident, they are far more, and they are financially independent. Earlier, what used to happen is many marriages used to face a lot of stress, but the woman had no choice because she was financially dependent on the man. But now that she is not, so she has a choice to walk out of the marriage. And this strength of a woman is scaring the man. This toughness, so called toughness of a woman, the independence of a woman is scaring the man. So unless the men also evolve, and not only the men, the society as such, and the mothers and the father, the mother and the father, they should tell the men that this is not the age where you can expect your wife to, be inferior to you, to listen to everything what you say. She is equal in all respects, including in bringing home the pay packet. So if you don't grow up, then naturally these things are going to happen. I've seen so many marriages fail now because women now have a choice.
Yes.
And again, I come back to that what is your life position? In transactional analysis, there are four positions. I'm okay, you're okay, I'm not okay, you're not okay, I'm not okay, you're okay, and I'm okay, you're not okay. So the best position is the position of Lord Krishna, which says, I'm okay, you're okay. So be comfortable in that position. Treat your wife like an equal. If you expect her to work in the office and come back and work at home, then you should lend her a hand. Now, I was terrible at cooking, but I was great at storytelling. So I would engage our children every evening for at least an hour and a half, and Madhvi would supervise the maid, the work done by the maid servant and all. So I was pitching in my own way. We had demarcated the subjects. Though I am an engineer, I couldn't teach maths and science. So my wife, who's an MSc in chemistry, she would teach maths and science. I would teach English, geography, history, Hindi, and I had learned Odia. My wife doesn't know Odia. I had learned Odia to teach my children. So we had
Wow.
divided even that. And we had decided that we will go to only places for social visits where our children are comfortable. And we never ever missed a single function of our children. Sports day, annual day, parent teacher meeting, nothing. And we were partners in progress. And I think that's the only way to move forward. And whatever ego a man has, that stems out of insecurity, like I said, the feeling that I'm not okay, that should be kept in the cupboard and locked.
True. But these days, I often see like you are openly sharing your views. You are not shying away from expressing yourself, be it through your writing, creating characters, or in interviews like this. But then there are men who are not taught to speak. They are not supposed to express themselves. If a man expresses, it's considered as a sign of weakness, which I do not find that way. In fact, what I have noticed is the men who express themselves are like braver. So,
Absolutely.
so how can men go through, or maybe how do they express or face their, how do they talk about their mental wellness?
See, I told you, that vulnerability is not a weakness, it's a strength. It shows you are human. Just by suppressing your emotions, you're not going to go anywhere. In fact, they are going to, interfere with your mind space and mess it up here. So men have to do it. And the society should also encourage that. Those stereotypes which we have in some of the films and web series and OTT platforms, they should be done away with. In literature, they should be done away with. The modern man in some advertisements we see as one who's helping his wife in the kitchen, who's taking care of the baby, changing nappies. That should become mainstream. Unless, and it should come from the family
Correct.
first and then the society. Unless that is done and men are scared to show their emotions, they keep suppressing them, repressing them, and taking it out on themselves and their families.
True. Correct. So yeah, like there are too many things to process right now, and so many questions, and my list of questions is very long. So I think we will break this whole episode into two parts. And right now, um, we have covered your cancer journey. We have covered the mental health issues, taking care of our own personal well-being. So, in the next episode, sir, I would like to share your insights with the budding authors, aspiring authors like me, about your writings and novels. So, in this episode, for viewers, I think we'll continue our conversation with Ramendra sir in the next episode also. So, do watch the next episode to understand the nitty gritties of writing and literature. So, sir, would you like? I would like to have you again on this podcast. So
Sure.
that's all for this episode. Thank you.
Thank you.